Season 3 has started off with a 3-0 streak, looking to continue that today against the Cincinnati Bengals. They have not started their season off with that same kind of stretch of play. They're 1-2. They still have a lot of good guys. Obviously, Joe Burrow, who's a little under 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception on the season. Now, we ended last episode talking about a couple different position groups that we might address. The first one being at receiver. We have had Noah Brown and Justin Ross both playing on the outside, and we're just not seeing our outside receivers really get involved a whole lot. It's been primarily the slot guy, sprinkling a little bit from the outside and some tight end play, but primarily it's the slot. So I think we're going to shake up the starting rotation for this game. Noah Brown is on the older side, 28, compared to Justin Ross, and they're both the physical archetype. They have some very similar ratings. Brown is faster, but Ross is younger, could potentially develop to be better. So I think we're going to keep Justin Ross as one of the starting guys on the outside, and we're going to move KJ Osborne to the outside in at least this Cincinnati game. He's been tremendous for us. I want to see if he can continue to do that on the outside, or if it's just the playbook sets up the slot a lot better than the guys on the outside. And then Bo Melton, who was fantastic for us at the end of last season. When we changed the playbook, he really came on strong. We're going to give him the start in the slot. Maybe see a little bit of Manny Fox as well. The second position I wanted to kind of address is at strong safety. J.R. Reed was really good in the first season after he got the start about halfway through. But then after that season, I don't know, he just hasn't had the same performances. He's missing tackles, bad angles, not making plays when he should be. I did check the free agency and practice squads for both the receiver and strong safety. There is a receiver I'm keeping an eye on, but he's on a practice squad, so I'm not too worried about him possibly being picked up right now if the rotation that we're going to try out today doesn't work. Strong safeties didn't really find much, so we're going to give Melifonwu the start today. They're very similar, but I think there are just a couple things I like more with Melifonwu, so we're going to give him the start, see how well he plays. But besides those two positions, everything else is staying the same, as we'll look to continue our win streak and hopefully end today 4-0. And it will be a rainy one here as we get this one kicked off. Boot all the way through the back of the end zone, so it will be a touchback to start. Now the Bengals still have all three of their prime guys as one of them. With a really good play here, Mixon stretching to the outside before Johnson chops out the legs. We had multiple chances to get a quick tackle there, and well, we clearly did not. That is still one area of the defense we're trying to get better at, trying to find guys who will just stake a claim in the run game. As I go with the second run, this time the backup checks in, and he has space. Not Melifonwu, that was Henderson who gets over there to get the stop. But so far, 2 straight runs of about 30 yards each, which we've tried at this point, I feel like 8 or more defensive tackles, and none of them are really making plays. We're clearly not getting decent tackles here as Henderson lays the hit. Will be a loss of 3, but that's primarily due to them just coming back. Now on this one, it's still a first missed tackle. We have not gotten the first tackle on any of these plays. They've broken the first tackle every single time, which is, I mean, good on their part. That's what you're supposed to do. Break first contact, as Mixon not going to get by Gaither, who does hold on pretty well. I will say he has been pretty solid in his debut this season. He had an opportunity to get a dev boost, unfortunately missed out on that. But besides that, I mean, for the most part, pretty solid as a very strong stiff arm there. Mullen got tossed. Luckily, I think it was Cashman who was quickly in to get the tackle, as well as a quick tackle there. Keeps Givens from getting the first down. Will force a 4th and 2 at the 9. But the Bengals, who, like I said, did not start the season very well, they're playing aggressive here, going with the pass to the outside, and on 4th down, they convert down to the 2. Ran some man coverage there, and the linebacker not quick enough to get out there, bit on the possible run, which they might go with here, and will do so perfectly. That gap was amazing. Bengals, they take the lead. Well, already we know what we're tasked with, and that's at least a touchdown here would make it a good drive. We'll stick with the run here. Borghi tried to break to the outside there. Good job, though, from number 23, Hill. Helped keep contained really nicely there from that slot spot. We are, like I said, switching around the receivers a little bit. Osborne going to start on the outside this week as Cody will have to roll and throw late. Still takes a hit. The refs have been just extremely light on calling those this year. Unfortunately, Cody has taken a lot of late hits, but just really not getting the calls on most of them. We're going to find Bo Melton, but he drops it on 4th and 8. And won't be a good first drive. We'll have to punt. Well, it definitely seems like the rain is affecting us. I wouldn't say so much for the Bengals, at least with what we've seen so far today. They seem to be able to move the ball pretty easily, and a great tackle on the outside there, Henderson. Pretty sure he and Mullen both had an interception last week. So the new corners definitely starting to play pretty well, as that one lofted all the way to the outside, and we just cannot get out there in time. Just bit on the play fake and didn't have the speed to get back out there. Amadi was close, but again, that kind of goes to the strong safety spot. Good tackle there from Shakatoni. Just trying to find an all-around good safety tandem has been difficult. Johnson has shown some good signs at free safety, and then as mentioned, haven't seen much from Reed as the linebacker carried too far downfield, and then the cut in from Givens set him up at the 22. I mean, just in general, everyone but the corners, the coverage has been kind of iffy at times. Occasionally, they'll make some really good plays. As they go to the outside, we whiff on the swat. Amadi whiffs on the tackle as well. Luckily, Cashman flies around. And as this stands, Bengals should be putting another score on the board here, making it a 2-possession game to end the first quarter, and will do so. That goal line blocking is, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. And after a face mask on the kick return, we're going to start all the way up at the 42. So already the best field position we had today, even though we really haven't got us up here ourselves. Going to make an audible here with that single high safety. A little bit of some play action. Maybe see if someone will get open. Anyone? No, we'll have to throw it away again. Well, so far, I feel like the receivers, even with that switch, not really helping either, as Cody will loft it, and Bo Melton gets the catch, but just not in bounds. Really not much more we could ask from Cody. I mean, that was a pretty good ball with a guy on him almost immediately. Does have a guy open across the middle. Gonna find Osborne with the first down, going for it on 4th and 8. When you start a second quarter down 14-0, and you're close to midfield, kind of puts you in that spot where you just feel like you have to go for it. Borghi bursts through the gap with a nice run, gain of 20, or at least thereabout, getting us down to the 28. Now let's see if we could get Ross down the field here. Also have Bo Melton on a little bit of a screen, which we'll dump it off to. He'll get the catch and a couple extra after. Problem right now is Cody has not fully recovered, as this is a short week from all the beating he took last week. So he's not really starting this game at full stamina. But Bo Melton, he is, and his legs definitely show it. But I think that speed was what was giving him so much success last year. And we're going to just have Campbell go on an out route instead, just to draw down some of these guys in case I wanted to go over the top. But Trey Hendrickson, he wants the sack. And there's not a whole lot we could do to slow down the pass rush. At least that's what it has seemed like for a majority of the season. Just the pass protection has not been very good, and that's the kind of throws we're seeing from it. So 3rd and 23. Osborne on the left, Bo Melton going down the side on the right. Couple intermediate routes as well. And Bo Melton does not run his deep route, and it's fine. We can't find an accurate pass anyway. So after going for it on 4th down, we'll have to settle for a field goal. Kicking this one from just inside the 35, right down the middle. We'll at least get some points on the board. This just might end up being one of those games where we need the defense to force some turnovers, help us out a little bit on offense, as that should have been a prime opportunity to do so, just a little slow on the reaction. So instead of possibly, at least getting a swat in there, 2nd and 4 with a pass right across the middle once again. Jamar Chase falls? And maybe credit some of that to the turf monster. I don't know. It was a weird animation. With a handoff down the middle, Shaka Toney slows down. Mixon still gets 6. Kind of just feel like their offense is not a great matchup for our defenses, and their offense does things okay, or don't talk bad about the defense, because Shaka Toney is going to sky up and swat that ball down. 3rd and 4, if he could do that again for us, appreciate it. As they will go with some more intermediate routes. Gaither still can't swat that one away. Burrow threads the needle. I mean, couldn't really ask for any better coverage there. That was really tight. Kept underneath him to try to be able to get a hand on it. Just wasn't able to. Good tackle on the outside there for J.R. Reed. Couldn't tell you what he was doing out there because he shouldn't have been out there. I guess maybe Melifonwu just needed to get subbed out for a play, possibly. Will be another pass here for Burrow. Same route they ran previously, but they're going to go to the curl on the outside and still just threading the needles. Burrow 12 of 13 on the day and has just been dead accurate. Luckily, the 2-minute warning hits allow our defense to maybe catch their breath. And on 3rd and 1, trying to bring the double A-gap blitz here. See if maybe we could get back there, get a sack in on Burrow, and end the X Factor. No, he shakes it off. We whiff on another. He throws it out of bounds. But even that I will take, as it is his 2nd incompletion on the day. Field goal unit out. McPherson should hit this no problem, and it will be no problem. Well, we have a minute 50 seconds and all 3 timeouts to try to get down the field and get at least a complete pass. Wanting a touchdown, but at this point I would just take a completed pass. 2nd and 10. Got trips to one side. Gonna have Alton Campbell, who will get the catch, turn up down the sideline. Bates coming in and will escort us out at the 25. A big catch, big gain for our 2nd-year tight end. When we talked about Burrow threading the needle on the previous drive, Cody does there, just getting it past the cover man. Nice run here from Borghi, getting all the extra yards and a 1st down inside the 15. And with this 1st down, a little bit of play action, maybe see if we could pop one over to Osborne in that back corner, and nah. So on 2nd down, we'll check in Hales at the left slot receiver. He's going to take the jet sweep, going to have a couple lead blockers, which do pretty well. If only Justin Ross held on to his a little bit longer, we might have had a touchdown. Instead, we have 3rd and 5. We'll stay spread. That should give us the best possible options. Going to have to roll out. Cody outrunning the incoming defender and into the end zone. Make it 4 straight games with a rushing touchdown. And that's just the kind of threat that we can have with a quarterback who has 97 speed. That arguably should have not gone anywhere, but it does, largely due to him just having the speed to get away. Now we just have to hope our defense can keep it a 1-score game before half. 31 seconds. Bengals do have 2 timeouts remaining as they set up the halfback screen, but easily broken up. They'll give them credit calling that with a double A-gap blitz coming their way. It's not a bad play call. We just had some smarter guys. Read it and were able to react in a timely fashion. 2nd and 10 will be different as Shaka Toney forces the fumble and they keep it. Mixon was just able to not even jump on it. He picked it up, but they blew the whistle. I don't know why Madden hasn't fixed that, but it is what it is. And we'll head into halftime with the 1-score deficit. And how about the stats here? Not looking fantastic. They're definitely having a fantastic game on offense. Our defense has been struggling. Offense also has been struggling, but this is Thursday night prime time, so we're going to need to come back. And we can start doing that with this first possession here. Level the game early on in the second half and then try to fix things as we move along. Fox will get a return, start us off at the 27. Now we might see a little bit more rotation of players here in the second half, as again, it's a short week and the team is feeling it as Turbin starts off with a powerful run, 7 yards right down the middle. Go with a play action right off of it. See if Osborne can get deep here. He doesn't have the best release, at least on the team definitely doesn't have the best. Cody gonna look to scramble here, get what he can, and step out of bounds with the Bengals in pursuit. Also trying to keep him from rushing as much and taking as many hits, but sometimes you just have to scramble. Look for something here and maybe back to the line at best. So we'll shake it up a little bit here. Go with a 4 spread set to either side. See if maybe we could get a little bit more from some of these slot receivers we're testing out. Bo Melton gets the grab and about 9 yards. We'll go into hurry up here and actually flip it a little bit. Want to attack the right-hand side. And we don't have the block from the tackle. Literally touched no one on the play. So again, faced with a similar situation that we had earlier on in the game, where we, I think, had a 4th and 8 at about the same spot of the field. We're going to go for it again here. Gonna have a guy cross the middle, gonna be Justin Ross, who will get the first down and about double the yardage needed. And with that play working, let's try to stick with the same formation here, except go with a rollout pass. We do have a guy open. That's gonna be Alton Robinson, but it's overthrown. Although I do have to say, didn't look like he was running at full speed there. Unfortunately, just is what it is. We'll hand this one off Borgie, who just, well, I think that was Jermaine Pratt, just fired through one of our blockers, slowed him down, and, well, 3rd and 10. So all in all, not a great play for us. Let's shorten Alton Robinson's route here. Just want him to go exactly to the line to gain. Not a good route. Gonna have to roll around here. Hopefully someone will squeak open. And no, forced it into Ross. Gonna get picked off by Bates. Luckily, we're gonna get a nice tackle there from 67. But we do not level this game up. You could just tell the offense is trying to do anything to possibly get things moving. We are definitely a weird 3-0 team because we haven't been moving extremely efficiently on offense, and defense has been very inconsistent as well. But even when you go through times like this, it's still nice to get those wins. Tells you you at least are doing something right, and the team will fight through adversity and just find the little plays here and there that make the big difference. And hopefully we'll be able to do that in this one. As a lot of passes, a lot of quick underneath routes. They've gone to 81 quite often today, Givens. Perhaps we just need to play a little bit more closer down to the line. Take away the short and intermediate. Force them to try to go over the top. As they hand this one off, Mixon will get stopped. Nice tackle there in the middle by number 98, Mathis. And on 3rd and 2, going to try to stick with something similar, but from the nickel. Try to have at least some guys in the middle, and their offensive line is doing a fantastic job. It also helps that Mixon typically breaks the first tackle attempt, so all in all, running game moving pretty well for them. Again, going with those quick passes underneath. Boyd this time will get 4. Apparently just need to be playing a lot more press. I like running press, I just don't necessarily think we have the best guys for it on the squad. But if we could find a sack, that'll definitely help out Tristan Hill. Don't think the guy has a lot of speed. He's a big dude as well, but if he gets back there, he gets back there. 3rd and 16. They will go with some deep routes here and then have one underneath. Nice tackle there from Henderson. Will keep him not passing the line to gain. Keep him in front of the line to gain. Force another field goal or not. They send the offense out, and let's just send everyone. We need the stop here for her to help see us through, and the tackle gonna go down to the spot. Who's celebrating? Apparently they are. Here is roughly the line to gain. Where do they get? Does that ball cross? I mean, it's close. I don't know. But they didn't give us the good spot. So now the defense will have to try to make another good set of plays here, or just force the turnover as well. That would help, as we kind of are getting a little bit better in the rushing game, but even then, it's still a gain of about 5 every time. So we'll head into the fourth quarter. They're knocking on the doorstep, and we need to get a stop quickly. Force a turnover would be more opportune, I feel like. Let's look him out again with 2 receivers spread to that right-hand side, 2 tight ends to the left, with a quick throw. Givens gets the catch. It's just been nearly impossible to stop those quick throws today. Almost just have to bring everyone within about 5 yards, almost, of the line and hope that we'll get the coverage. It was really not a shot. Tony gets the hit, but a perfect pass into Boyd, and it's another 2-score game. Well, we're going to need some quick scores to help try to make this a thing late. A little less than 7.5 minutes left in this one, and we need 14 points to tie. So we're going to be running a lot more hurry up, which is fantastic for a team that already is struggling with their stamina right now. Maybe go with a dump off here. Turbin has a little bit of space. We'll get the first down and step out of bounds. Late hit there from Pratt, but no flag once again. We really just seem like we can't even buy a flag on any of these late hits. Toss this one up. Ross at the sideline doesn't get that foot in bounds. Wasn't a bad toss there by Cody. Put that only where Ross was going to get it. Just fortunately he couldn't get it either. Go a little bit some read option. Juke doesn't work. Great play there by Hill. So even with Cody having a really good juke move, he's just not getting that separation. 3rd and 13, really need a first down here. Ross with a one-hand snag shakes the defender and gets the first. And that is exactly why he's getting the starting spot over Brown. As we're going to send over Bo Melton here. Should be a fake and then hand this one off Borgie down the middle. Nice little bit of something there. 4 yards on first down as we go into hurry up. Look for maybe Osborne downfield. I will say he hasn't gotten open as much as I was hoping for, but he's getting some other people open. Unfortunately, we just can't get an accurate pass. So on 3rd and 6, we're going to go back to the old reliable slant routes here. See if someone will get open and a roll out. We did have a couple options. Cody will fumble out of bounds. And on 4th and 5, I mean, we have to go for it here, but we're sending out Tyler Huntley. Cody's okay. He's just no stamina. We might need a runner here, which we are definitely going to need, and Huntley will convert sliding down. Let's keep this thing going here. Don't have, again, not a lot of time. So let's see what we can do with Huntley. We do have an open receiver. That's Bo Melton, back of the end zone. Tyler Huntley comes in, laying in a good pass to Bo Melton. We saw it so many times last year, and now we just need our defense to get one more stop. Well, it's now or never for this defense to force a turnover. That would be very helpful as they fake the jet sweep, and we're there to stuff Mixon in the backfield. Amadi as well as Cashman. Bengals have ran that play several times today, and each time that they run it, we get better at defending it. Slide them back over to that left-hand side. Mixon trying to stretch to the outside, cuts back in, and will actually get a surprising amount of yards. 3 should have been a loss, but I'll take it. Now on 3rd and 10, we just need to get the stop here. That would be tremendously helpful for our offense. We just haven't been able to stop them very often as they go underneath. Mixon shoves off 1, and they do not get the spot. 4th and inches. And they say they're going to punt. Do I trust them? Not entirely. But Gilkin does boot it away. Manny Fox will return with not many lead blocks, but he finds a little bit of space, and we'll start at the 28. 2 minutes, 42 seconds. As we're going to keep Huntley out there on this play. It'll just be a quick flip to Hales as we try to get the outside. Going to have to cut all the way to the outside. Juke, no, but decent gain of 7. Then on 2nd and 3, we do bring Cody back out. Just a little bit of maybe one more play before the 2-minute warning. As no one is open, we'll throw late, and I think that's going to be intentional grounding. So that'll make it 3rd and 18. And I mean, we need the first down. We are going to have Osborne go on a deep curl, and maybe that'll be a better option as It is not. They attack the curl instead of Osborne, and it'll be a pick. They return it inside the red zone. I mean, on 3rd and 18, you just have to take a shot one way or another. It was one-on-one. We're hoping Osborne would make the play, and very much didn't. Now Mixon going with a stretch, cut back in. It's a good tackle, but at this point we need more than just good tackles. We need turnovers. As they're down to the 8, under a minute and a half remaining, closer to a minute 15. As they will finally snap the ball, hand it off. Mixon is in. 2-score lead once again. Well, we're looking for a miracle here with a minute and 12 seconds left on the clock. James Cody is just beaten up right now, but he's trying. Unfortunately, his receivers aren't getting open. In the few times that they have gotten open, there have been some misses. I will say Cody has had some inaccuracies today, but it's not all on him, as he does have, this one is on him entirely. That was a wide open Bo Melton. He set his feet as well and just missed. That's something we can't really have at this point. We'll send Ross on the slant. Bo Melton going to the outside. Ross is open. That's a much better throw. Ross going towards the sideline. Shakes one guy, gets a couple extra and out of bounds. Maybe we could scrap together at least one more touchdown here. But I believe Ross is showing that he should be out there. He's making some really good plays. We just need to find that deep threat. And that's something we don't really have, as there's a great catch, Bo Melton. And those kind of splashes here and there make me believe that he should have some playing time. But he just doesn't do it consistently. And that's what the problem is. Luckily, that ball hits the turf. Trying to load up there to go deep to Alton Robinson towards that front pylon. Unfortunately, we all saw what happened. The hit knocks it off. Back corner, out of the back. 3rd and 10, 40 seconds left. They don't bring any blitz. Gonna try to roll out, throw that one, and just nowhere close. Unfortunately, with the pressure that's been happening, I think we might also need to address offensive line. Pressure has been getting in rather quickly and consistently at times. As we go over the top, Bo Melton not able to get the grab, but that will do it for us here. The Bengals were just a matchup nightmare for us, and there really was nothing we were able to do well. So we'll take this loss on the chin and try to rebound from it. The turnovers were costly, but it's not all James Cody. The line has to do better. Receivers have to get open, and the defense just needs to be a little bit more consistent. Well, that definitely wasn't the game we were hoping to have, and I felt like it didn't give any more answers at receivers. It just left more questions. I think Osborne needs to play in the slot. That's where he's his best. Justin Ross can make some splash plays on the outside as well, but we need someone else on the outside that we can trust to get the release, get downfield. We need the downfield guy, and that's just something we don't have. And I don't think we have that on roster anywhere either. We have 2 of the 3 guys, right? The 2 of the 3 styles that just, it's repeating all the way down. They're the same guys. We need to find that deep threat. And I have a guy in mind. We'll try to bring him in at the beginning of next episode, give him a tryout. I think Noah Brown will probably be traded for like a 6th or 7th round pick, or we might just release him. You let me know what you guys think would be the most fitting for this series, considering he has come in and has had 5 catches in 4 games. I feel like a release probably would be more apt than a trade, more realistic. So maybe we'll do that. But either way, we need to bring in someone else at receiver. And as we get closer to the midway of this season, we'll be able to start looking more at the draft and at least getting a rough gauge of how good certain position groups are. And hopefully there's some guys at receiver who could help us out. Defense obviously also needs some help. Linebacker, safety, other defensive line. I mean, Shaka Toney is still the only one who's getting more consistent pass rush. So a lot to improve on. Don't want to focus too much on the Bengals game being the reason why. Just in general, despite us being 3-1, we've been a little hit or miss in each of the games. The only ones we were solid throughout, I think, was the Ravens game, where it was like a 30-3 game or something like that. But either way, we'll work on it as the season goes on, and we'll have a better opponent to try things out against next time in the Houston Texans, who are 1-3. So make sure you guys are subscribing, bear icon on the bottom right, or scroll down and hit the subscription button, which is right next to the bell icon, which you should also hit to be notified when these videos go live. This series posted every Monday and Thursday. We have the state-only challenge, also Wednesday and Saturday, but right now playoffs, so make sure you guys are tuning into those videos. There's a 50 like goal to have those come out back to back, so make sure you guys are checking those ones out. And until next time, oh, I also forgot FIFA on Tuesday and Friday, my player career. But until next time, well, we're again going to try some more things out at receiver, try to get that moving a lot more smoothly. We'll see you guys then. Goodbye. Bye.